Hello, this is Cheryl with Sew Glue and Cheryl 2. If you see the red live up at the top, it means you caught me live. If not, hashtag replay and let me know that you stopped by to watch the video. We are in an event today, so while we are waiting to get shared in, let me get my
red live
comments
at the top. So while we...
There we go. And I need to sprinkle myself out there while we're waiting. And we will be ready to rock and roll. All right. Sorry about that. Just wanted to make sure I could see the comments before. So we are in an event today for Sacred Treasure House. And so I'll share with you a little bit more here in just a few minutes. As soon as I see that they've got me shared in, then we'll get started. But if you don't know who I am Cheryl with Sew Glue and Cheryl 2. And I am a part of an event today called Sacred Treasure House. And it's Crafter's Choice. So we're going to wait for a minute or so as people jump in, and the admins of Sacred Treasure House let me know that I am shared in and ready to rock and roll, and we can get moving. So bear with me. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's been a couple crazy days for me. I know I always say that though, but I had a doctor's appointment yesterday. Yeah, and never enjoy spending any time at the doctor's office. And I have this, I don't know what they call it. I'm sure they have a name for it, but my blood pressure goes up like skyrockets when I have to go to the doctor's. And and she, because it was so high, she was concerned. She wasn't going to let me go. I'm like, no, I have to go to work. Alrighty, it's 4:00. So just waiting for the thumbs up that we're ready to roll. We're in an event today with Sacred Treasure House. It is my very first time presenting at Sacred Treasure House, and so I am super, super excited. I'm looking forward to participating with Sacred Treasure House. I have been a longtime fan of Sacred Treasure House, and I have just... Hello, Lisa. Hello, Kathy. It's good to see you. Hello, Sissa. Oh boy, you guys are like rolling fast and hot with the comments. I can see what you guys are talking about. Hi, Lindell. Thank you. Welcome. Yes, it is my very first time. I am super excited to be able to present with Sacred Treasure House. Today was Crafter's Choice. And so I want to thank the admins, Deborah at Sacred Sew, Tanya with Timeless Treasures by Tanya, and Lisa at Lisa's Craft House. I got a dose of what it takes to run an event yesterday on a different event where I was starting to help admin, and wow, you guys, it's a big deal. Hi, Ronnie. Welcome in. Thank you. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate it. Thank you, Lisa. I'm excited to be here. If you're new to me, if you like what you see, I'd appreciate a follow and help a friend out, help a girl out. My page is still fairly new. I started, my page was actually started in September, but they don't let you go live. So I started going live in November of 2025. So I'm fairly new to the crafting community from the perspective of presenting, not new to the crafting community because I've always been watching. So hi, Janet. Welcome in. Thank you. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate you. Oh, hi, Rona. The night owl that Rona is. She always comes and supports me as much as she can. Thank you. Crazy Granny. Diana, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. You guys are rolling so fast. I can't keep up with it. I want to be able to finish my craft today because I have done this craft before, but I'm going to give credit where credit is due. The Chippy Farmhouse had posted this picture on Pinterest, and I want to give Chippy Farmhouse credit for the idea. I actually saw it with Michelle Kaser. Hi, Christy. Thank you. Thank you, Lindell, for sprinkling. I appreciate it. And so this is the photo that Michelle Kaser saw on Pinterest. So when Michelle Kaser said she went to Pinterest and found the photo, I was watching her do a live. She did one similar to this. I am going to do a version of it. I've already done it once, but I really liked the way it turned out. So I wanted to do another one and try a different treatment. So, just making sure. I'm sorry if I'm missing comments. I'll go back and watch and respond accordingly. Yes, it was adorable. It was a cute little birdhouse made out of wood. And I made one before and I did some treatment on it, but I did a little bit different this time. So let me do the housekeeping first. So this morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, we had Ralph with Wreck-It Ralph. And I was in bed, so I apologize. I have to go back and watch him because, yeah, it was early morning, way earlier than what I get up. And then after that, we had Melanie with Be Like Melanie. And then Julie, also with Julie Woodkits and More, my partner in crime now, and has become a very close friend. And then we had Karen with White's Creative Designs, she's a crack up. Every time I watch her, she makes me laugh. And it seemed to be like the theme is Easter as of recent. But anyway, we had Lisa Mary with L&L Lucky Crafts, and she did a crackle bunny too. And then Lisa's Craft House, I apologize. I had a meeting, so I didn't get to watch you, but I'll get to watch you again. I'll go watch the replay. And then we had Tanya, who did another bunny with Timeless Treasures by Tanya. And then Christy at My Artful Adventures. She was doing some cute houses, paper crafting stuff that she is just amazing at. Then we had Lydia just before me with Paint Party by Lydia, who's doing also houses. Ironically, today I'm going to do a house, but it's a bird house. After me is Lindell, and so you'll want to hang on and watch Lindell and see what she comes up with. And then at the end, I heard rumor that Kathy with Quality Crafts by Kathy is going to be doing some cooking. So far, she has been the only brave soul to cook. I thought about it, but I don't have things movable with ring lights and what have you to make life easier for cooking in the kitchen. But maybe one of these days I'll be brave enough to venture out and do the crafting or the cooking in the kitchen kind of thing. I'm not the greatest of cooks, folks. Okay, so I went and my husband is a handyman by trade, and he has all kinds of wood pieces. And so I dug out of his scrap wood pile some pieces of wood. So this is just, it's not a 2x4, maybe a 1x2, 1x3, something like that. And then this is some scrap baseboard, because he had some extra baseboard. So this is scrap baseboard, and this is just another piece of scrap baseboard that is a different style. So, and it's fairly light wood. But what I did was I did a treatment on the wood. So I painted everything first initially with the Maze Waverly chalk paint. And because this is fairly transparent, I added some now, of course, yeah, now I'm experiencing live brain. Baking soda. That's rough. Hi, Sue. Welcome in. And so I put baking soda with this to try to make it so it wasn't so transparent. And it worked. It worked wonderfully. And then I have this glue, which is a Dollar Tree, no longer a dollar store glue. And it is just white glue. I found that you can make have it do a couple different things. And so with the glue, depending upon how thick you put it on, whatever, and so you kind of tentatively dry it, at least I found with that. And then when you do that, what it does is it kind of gives you sort of a chippy look, but then it also crackles. So it does both. And so if you're doing that and you put the glue down, you let it dry just a little bit to the tack, and then you put your paint over the top of it, it actually gives you a chippy effect. So and then as it completely dries, you'll get areas where it starts to crackle. I don't know, you may not be able to see it. It does kind of it starts to crackle too. So you get a chippy / crackle effect. Hi, Michelle. Guess what? I'm doing another one that you did, and from the Chippy Farmhouse, from Pinterest inspired birdhouse, but inspired by you because I saw you do it the first time and then went to Pinterest to find her. So inquiring mind wants to know my apron. Yes, it is backwards. Compliments of my best buddy, Michelle Kaser. She's Pretty Pieces by Michelle. Took pity on me because I had a Totally Dazzled apron. I had one from, I don't even remember, one of the times that I was joining one of their lives, and they sent it to me, and that was all I had. And she did this beautiful apron for me took my logo, flipped it, and put it as an iron-on, and sent me this beautiful apron. So I love her so much for it, and I really appreciate it. Yes, Michelle made it. Yes, she did. She is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so I did that to all of the pieces of wood, is to do that treatment, because experience, done it once, it takes forever for the glue and the extra paint and all of that to dry. So I didn't want to waste time sitting here trying to blow dry paint. So we're going to start gluing things together so we can actually finish a craft today. You know, I don't know how many times I've had where I have not finished a craft. So thank you, Sissa. So yes, Michelle is very, very sweet, and she just treats me so well. She has kind of mentored, but not really mentored me through some things and some challenges of trying to get set up. And I do have the chat bot set up, compliments of her. So if you guys need to get the chat bots set up, via Michelle, I have the document I can share with you guys. You can send me a message. Thank you, Kathy. Yes, I appreciate this sprinkling. So I'm gonna glue this down. Let's find and I'll do it so it faces you. But what I have these little teeny tiny tubes. I found the last time I went to get my E6000, it was all dried up. It was a big tube and it was just all dried up. So I found these at Hobby Lobby, and it was like $4 for a tube, 4 tubes or 5 tubes. So I'm going to put a little bit of E6000 because I don't want the boards to fall, but at the same time, I'm going to use hot glue. You don't put them on top of each other. You put them right next to each other. So we're going to glue the board down and hold it for just a second. Hi, Carla. Welcome home from work. Thank you for joining. Yes, I love Michelle to pieces. Ha! No pun intended. Okay, and so I had cut this board at an angle. Michelle had done the same thing. I imagine that this person with the chippy farmhouse, the way it looks, that's the same thing that that's the same thing that they did in order to get their roof. She's a little bit more rustic in her stuff. I don't know what my style is, but it's just about all over the place. But I'm going to go ahead and put the roof of the birdhouse on and put the hot glue right next to it so that I can hold it. I just want to get it glued on, and then depending upon how good you cut the wood, which I did not cut it very straight when I cut it at an angle, but yeah, your E6000 right up too. I don't know. You open up, and so I decided I was no longer going to buy a big tube. That was an expensive tube, and it I couldn't get any of it to work. So who is the star? Michelle? Yes, absolutely. Not me. This is a newbie. We are in Sacred Treasure House today in an event. Hi, Diana. It's good to see you. And, okay, so I think it's glued together. So, let me get some of these things out of the way so that I can. So I dug through a bunch of my stuff. So the last time, so in the picture here, there were she used wood pieces. I don't have any of those wood pieces. And, but I do have cork. So I decided to cut 2 pieces of cork. And I cut them at 2 different lengths because what I'd like to do is, glue them on at 2 different spots in the, and I don't know if I'll put, because one's shorter than the other, but I thought what I could do, and I have these birds. Now, they can't, so exclamation Amazon, I have my Amazon list where you can see some of the stuff that I just purchase off of Amazon. I am not an affiliate. I don't get paid for the Amazon, but I want to share what I use and what I purchased. They weren't super expensive. Nothing I buy from Amazon is very expensive, but they're just little birds and they're about the right size. So they're the perfect size. And that's why I chose yellow and green on the birdhouse, is because all I had was yellow and green birds left. So, and they have clips on the bottom. And what I did last time was I was able to kind of pull out the clip. You have to be kind of rough with it to pull out the clips, but oops. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Yeah. The E6000 is not completely set yet. So, so I'm just going to pull out the clips. Hi, Melanie. Welcome. Welcome. Okay. So this is the starts of my birdhouse. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cut cork and I'm going to just use a little bit of hot glue. And I'm going to find a spot to glue. So that's going to be one of my perches for the birds to sit on. Hi, Lydia. Welcome in. That was very clever what you were doing. I was watching you up till like the last minute that I had to go live, because I wanted to see the house connected together. It was so cool. Okay. It's a little top heavy. I may have to re-glue. So the E6000 takes a hot minute to set, but I don't want it to fall over either. All right, and so I'm going to stick the other half-cut cork on. Okay, I'm going to rip this off, and I'm going to just hot glue the whole thing, because an E6000 just, I'm impatient. I do not like to watch glue dry. Thank you for sprinkling. So you can also fold the front and the back, but it's just a different technique. Ah, okay, cool. I really like that. I thought that was very clever in how you were using the lace to do it. So I'm gonna have to try that. I started out in paper crafting. I was scrapbooking, and some of you have seen some of my lives where I was scrapbooking pages trying to get my son's life scrapbooked, because I started with him when he was quite young, scrapbooking. So I have just a variety of things here. And so my girlfriend was cleaning out her craft room, and she had this and some, this is a little, I don't know, it's like glass, but I don't think it's really glass. I think it's honestly plastic made to look like it was glass. And this little nest is just like a thick plastic. And I thought maybe if I set it down at the bottom, but we'll see. And I have some ceramic flowers that she had given me, and they were earrings or Christmas or ornaments of some kind. I don't know, but there were several of them. And so I'm going to use those. These little plastic things, they're little butterflies, but they're just little teeny tiny things. So I thought what I would do first is let's work on perching our birds. And I have a whole boatload of raffia that makes an entire mess when you start pulling it out. And I have some moss. Now the moss it's reindeer moss, and it came from the dollar store, the Not So Dollar anymore. This one says I paid actually $1.25, so it tells you a little about how old it might be. And then I got these from the Not So Dollar store as well, and paid on those $1.25 as well. So, but what I want to do is I want to take some of this raffia and kind of make it look like it's part of the nest. And so I'm going to use the old silicone spatula trick. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue, and I'm going to stick the raffia down because I want it to kind of look like they were starting to build a nest or something. And let me see. The dog's going nuts, so hopefully you guys can't hear her. Okay. So what I'm going to do is make another little gathering. And I'm sorry, it's hard for me to... Hi, Juanita. Welcome in. Oh, you're new? Well, welcome in. This is the Sacred Treasure House, and I'm Cheryl with Sew Glue and Cheryl too. And we love new people. And if you want to join the Sacred Treasure House, it's a free group, and you can stay tuned in the group and watch the rest of the presenters for the day. We've had a big lineup today. With started at 8 o'clock Eastern, which I wasn't in bed. I was in bed at that point in time. Sorry. And then it's a work day too, so I had to be functional for work. But so I have to go back and watch the replay. And if you join Sacred Treasure House, you'll be able to see all of the replays from one location. And we had, after Ralph, we had Melanie with Be the Light Melanie, who was on, just said hi to her a few minutes ago. And then Julie with Julie's Wood Kits and More. And then we had Karen with White's Creative Designs, who just cracks me up every time she's on. That lady has such a good sense of humor. And I've, but like Julie said, not met a single one of these people in person, but you know what? It is such a loving community and a supportive community that we just appreciate everybody, and it all feels like we're all friends. And then after Karen, we had Lisa Mary with L&L Lucky Crafts, who did a bunny. Lisa's Craft House. I understand she did a chick, so I have to go back and watch. I had a meeting. And then we had Tanya with Timeless Treasures by Tanya, who is one of our admins as well. Lisa Craft House is an admin. And then Christy with My Artful Adventures did, ironically, houses, did some things with paper crafting with houses. And then we had Lydia with Paint Party by Lydia. And then it's easier to say sometimes when you're not on a live. Myself, Sew Glue, and Cheryl too. And then Lyndall's Craft Escape is on after me. And then we have Quality Crafts by Kathy pulling up the rear. All right, so here we have, see, look at that. The hot glue did a better job at it than the E6000. Okay, so I think what I'll do is we'll just have to decide. Green bird, yellow bird, or yellow bird at the top. Okay, first choice, yellow bird at the top, green bird at the top. I don't know if you may not be able to see very well. Green bird, yellow, sorry, my fingers are in the way. Let's see. Yellow bird. I think what I'll do is I'll have them facing kind of in. There you go. But, okay. Yes, it's been a great lineup today and a busy lineup. Green on the top. I get a green on the top. All right. The chick with the wonky eyes was so cute. But Lisa had a chick with wonky eyes, I guess. Okay, so it looks like we got a vote for the green bird on top. Okay. So we're going to go with the green bird on top. And I'm going to just put some hot glue up there. So I'm just, these are corks, and I just cut a cork in half. I think the original picture, she used like cut pieces of wood or branch or something. Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry, Michelle, I did see that you said yellow at the top. But I think Rona had given me the green first. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue the yellow bird down at the bottom. Ideally, if you could find birds that maybe weren't quite as big, I feel like these birds are a little bit bigger than the ones I used before, but I think it's okay. They're working. Just got to make sure that they stay. Okay. Now I have some of this reindeer moss, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some moss across the top of the roof as if it's been sitting around a while, and we're just gonna, this stuff is kind of messy. Sorry, I have to stand up so I can see what I'm doing because I've got this turned towards you. Okay. Woo. Hot, 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 hot. And I can add more moss to the roof, but I didn't want to overdo it. So far, this is where we're at. Now let's see. Oh, hey, I got plenty of time. Whew. I was sweating it. I wasn't sure if I was gonna finish or not. But we'll add some more moss here in a minute. I think what I'm gonna do is I do want to put this little nest down here, but probably going to have to be off to the side. And I don't know if this little bird, actually, I could put this little bird up here. All right, so let's glue this puppy down. And I don't know where the nest came from. It was something that my girlfriend was cleaning out some of her craft stuff, and she can't use it because she typically makes wreaths. And she knows that I craft with just about everything and can usually figure out how to use something. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Lisa. Hi, Ray. Hi, friend. How are you feeling? I hope you're getting better. No, it's been a rough go. Oh, yes, Karen, we're all 35. Actually, my girlfriend, who is exactly the same age as me, still claims that she's 29 years old. And she said, oh, yeah, we're going to have our 24th, I think she said, 24th high school reunion. And I'm like, well, not if you're 29. Put some of the raffia under the nest. Oh, I could still do that. I still got pieces. I still got some pieces that I can actually, oh no, I can't lift it up because I use permanent hot glue. But I can, yeah, this stuff is the bomb. If you have ever used, it's Surebonder's permanent high temp hot glue. And if you've ever used that stuff, man, that stuff is the bomb. I can glue stuff to the to stuff that I hang on my front door, even in the sun and the heat, because it gets pretty hot here in Idaho during the summer. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate it. My son has almost caught me. Oh, yeah. Yes. Right? Well, she has a daughter that actually is only 4 years younger than her. Jokingly. Her daughter is catching her too. So let me put some of this back here. And I think what I can do, I'm going to put some of this moose moss there too. Because what I'm going to start doing then is we're going to add flowers. And sometimes I can add flowers down here. I can add them up here. Yeah, we'll see what we end up doing. We're going to just pull off. And I chose I have like these in pink, but I chose the white because I figured it would match the yellow and the green colored theme. Oh, the good glue is Surebonder high temp permanent hot glue. It holds. So I glue things to put things on my front door all the time. And in the heat, during the summer, we have 2 weeks in the summer that it gets to be 105 plus sometimes. And I can leave that hanging on my door and not have an issue. Am I coming up to the meetup? I don't know. A lot of it will depend on where it's being held and the time frame, because I have to work, and a lot of times it's harder for me to get that time off of work. So it really just depends. A lot of that I would love to. It would be so much fun to be able to go and be a part of that. We'll just have to see if it's in the cards. So what I'm going to do is we're going to stick, whoops. I'm going to start sticking some of the flowers kind of in and around. So I'm just clipping off. So the part where it actually connected to the bigger branch of stuff, I'm just clipping that off so that I don't have extra showing. And we're gonna, so now I've got some of the extra raffia and moss, and I can build out that a little bit more so too. But what I thought I would do is let's put some more flowers here. Alrighty. Gonna stick that right in there. Let's see. Okay. Some of it is kind of, I may have to turn some things around so that you can see it. Let me give myself a little bit more space for this one to stick out. We're going to glue it on. And if you aren't a member of the Sacred Treasure House, we strongly recommend that you join. It is a free group, and you get to watch a lot of marvelous crafters. You get a lot of great ideas. Like said one right here as an example. And there's just a lot of ingenious stuff happening in these craft groups. So, okay, so that's where we're at right now. I'm going to work on the lower part. Pull off some more flowers. Okay. Got to move things around. I got such a small little teeny tiny desk that it's like I need to move things around so that I can have room to do what I need and unbury everything as I go. 105? Yes. Yes. So we're high desert. So Idaho, for the most part, has mountains and high desert. So where I live, in Boise, is considered a part of the high desert. So it gets very hot in the summer. So it's more dry heat here, kind of like what you would imagine, similar to like Arizona, those kinds of things, where during the summer it gets really hot. You can fry an egg on the sidewalks here in Idaho in the summer. Have tried it, was successful, didn't want to eat it, but I did fry an egg. Because I was curious. They used to have that saying, it's so hot here you could fry an egg. I'm like, well, can you really? Let's do it. So I did. And yes, it fried the egg. And then in the winter, we can get brutally cold. We have not had the winter we normally have had. The East Coast, you guys who are over on the East Coast, got our weather. And if you would, we'd really like it back. Because mountains are really not mountains without snow. So, and we rely on the snow in the mountains for our water tables. Okay, so oops, got some glue strings, but that's kind of what we're looking like now. Okay, so now I have, let's see, I think what I'd like to do, I'm going to put some more of this reindeer moss at the bottom. And kind of hide that where the boards are glued together. Just kind of, I used to watch crafters a while ago, and one of the pieces of advice that they gave anybody who was a new crafter was, when you craft, you figure out creative ways to hide the ugly. And I'm like, okay, that's a good rule to live by. So when you work on crafting, that's kind of that premise, or when I work on crafting, that premise is what I go by. Is, okay, what can I do to hide the ugly? Now, I guess it depends upon what your opinion of ugly is, but the ugly in this case is where joints are glued together, things like that, that you don't necessarily want to see. Okay. All right. So now I've got kind of, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up some flowers down here too. So we're going to pull a few of these. Might end up using all of these. Hey, Then I might be able to make some room. I'm on that mission, like most of you. Use up what I have, because I don't have any more space. Okay. All right. So I'm just dabbing a little bit of hot glue before I stick it in. And I do have another piece of cork laying around here. But I'm just gonna kind of work on putting some flowers in here. And then I think what I'll do, I've got these little butterflies that I can kind of stick on it. The other thing that I wanted to do was, got these ceramic things. And I thought about maybe gluing them. Let's glue one and see what it looks like. It's not going to move if I glue it though. Ooh. Just got myself with the hot glue. We have got about 15 minutes left. I know I have some friends on here that need some prayers. And I did hear kind of the list that you had listed, Lydia. And I know Ray, our friend Ray, needs prayers. Both of our friends, Christina Potter and Christina W. I can't remember her last name. Walther. Both Christinas need prayers. But if you need prayers, go ahead and let me know. Share them in the chat so that I can, at the end, I'd like to pray and pray for those who really need to have. I'll pray for anybody who needs prayers. It doesn't matter if you need healing or if you just need just a blessing or whatever. I am so happy to pray for you. Wow, I just gave myself a blister. Hot glue blister. But it's not crafting if you don't burn yourself, right? I'm going to stick a few more of these in. And let's see. Maybe I'll make a little nest up there at the top with some moss and some of this raffia, and we'll give that little teeny tiny bird a place to live. You need to get your grandson to cut some boards? Oh, yeah. Worst case, Carla, we can swap. I can get you some boards for something else. Okay. I don't want to burn myself again. That one's on my fingertip, so it's like, whew. All right, so I've got a little mini nest. Sorry, I have to stand up. I can't see what I'm doing, ladies and gents, if I have any gentlemen here. Okay. Ooh. let's do this. And if you're new to me, I would appreciate a follow. All right. Okay. Just a hot mess express today. Woof. Okay. We're gonna put this little bird so it's a double use birdhouse. Oh, a lot of extra. I'm gonna have to run the heat gun over it because I got all kinds of glue strings. Yes, I have done a few nasty burns with my glue gun. I'll tell you, I don't remember what I was making, of course, but I remember the burn. The hot glue gun was dripping and I didn't see that. And I reached my hand under the hot glue and it got hot glue right over the these three, easy for me to say, these 3 fingers. And the dumbest thing I did was I went and grabbed, because I was responsive, I was just like, panicking. I grabbed the glue, I pulled off the glue and tore the first 2 layers of skin off my hand. I had 3rd-degree burns on my fingers and it took forever to heal. It was so painful. I will always remember that and am always trying to be very careful not to stick my hand under it, because this Ryobi hot glue gun, I mean, it's a gem, but the problem is that it drips hot glue out of it. So if you're not paying attention and you stick your hand under it, that's bad news. Okay, so let's see. That's where we're at so far. Sorry, got those hot glue strings like all over the place. Oh, you're not late. You're just in plenty of time. But thank you very much. I appreciate you for sprinkling out, Barbara. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, that little pink flower is kind of by itself. I have 2 more, but let's do something with these little butterflies first. And I can play with that later. Yeah, it was a nasty burn. It was a lesson learned. Okay, so let's see. Butterflies. There, we'll put a butterfly on one of the flowers. Now this is going to be the test. Can I do this without, because they're so small, without burning my fingers? Okay, I'm just going to stick it on a flower and then I'll show you guys. There we go. The butterfly on a flower right there. Do more butterflies here in a hot minute. I'm just so excited to actually finish something finally on a live. Oh, okay, your sister Angela still. Okay, her neck surgery, yeah. Pain meds are helping so far, but she seems to be all right. Oh, that's so great. I have her on the list from when we crafted last time. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Rona. We're gonna do a couple more. We're going to add a little butterfly to the top there with that flower. You kind of can't really see it because it's up there. There we go. I don't know where I learned it or why, but everything for me has to be in threes. That's why I'm a little odded out about that pink flower at the bottom. You know, I might be able to dirty it up a little bit or something, because it almost seems like it's out of place, but it's okay. Well, it's not crafting, right? If you don't. Okay, one more butterfly. Let's put her right here. A butterfly up, yep, got the butterfly on the roof. Thank you. Thank you, Lydia. All right, there we go. Whoops, you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, still jury's out on that puppy. I think what I'll do is I'll dirty it up just a little bit so that because it's so bright pink, it's like out of place. But let me see, do I have, I'll do, I have my wax really handy. And let's take this little makeup brush. Okay, all right. We are gonna yeah, this is wax. I don't know if that's gonna work so well. It didn't, it kind of dirtied it up, but because it's ceramic, so I have some, it's more like a stain paint type of thing. So I'll use the stain paint to kind of dirty it up a little bit later after we're done. But what I want to do is I want to give enough time for us to pray together so that we can make sure that we are lifting up our friends who are needing healing and help with things. All right, did I lose a butterfly? No, I did not. Okay. All right. I think I need to tip that butterfly just a little bit so you can see it. So tomorrow, Craft Events by Julie is doing a sale. So we are starting tomorrow afternoon. So if you're not doing anything and you want to join us, we'd love it. All right. Let me get some of these things out of the way. And we have, yes, neck surgery is no joke. I have not had neck surgery, but man, it is no joke. And Lydia, ironically, before I say, you had mentioned about your doctor and your blood pressure, and the same thing happened to me, man. And she wasn't going to let me go. And I am like, no, you don't understand. I have high blood pressure because you're making my blood boil. And she was really frustrating. My blood pressure goes skyrocketing high when I go through the doctor's door. So it doesn't matter what they do to me or what it's for. I have like extreme, I don't know, anxiety, whatever. I mean, not so much that it's disabling, but what it does is it affects my blood pressure. And then they complain to me about the fact that my blood pressure is too high. I'm like, I'm wondering why. I'm sitting in your office. Yes, so anyway. Okay, we only have 2 minutes. I want to be able to pray for everyone. So if you would please, if you're able to bow your head and pray, I would appreciate it. Well, hi, Jen. Welcome in. Yes. We are in Sacred Treasure House, and stay tuned. After me is Lyndall's Craft Escape, and then after her is Quality Crafts by Kathy. So hang in there and watch the rest of the presenters today. All right, so if you would, let's pray. Oh, your brother's, yes, your brother's blood pressure does the same thing. Yeah. All right, we could talk about my blood pressure all day, but yeah, I want to pray for those who are in need of healing, and we'll bless everybody as well. Dear Lord, we come to you this evening just with open hearts, and we just ask that you bless this community threefold, over and above what you would normally bless. We just ask that you bless each and every viewer that has been on this live with me today. Super exciting, and I appreciate the blessings of Deborah, Lisa, and Tanya, and being the admins of this group, and encouraging each and every one of us, Lord. And we just ask that you lay your healing hands on Ray, who has been recovering, and hopefully soon will be back with us. We have both of our Christina friends, Christina Potter and Christina W., who both need healing hands on them as they are working on recovery. One is illness and the other is in the hospital, Lord. And we just ask that you be with Angela as she is on pain medication and still trying to recover from her neck surgery, Lord. We just ask that you lay healing hands on her neck and just heal her neck immediately so she is pain-free, Lord. And we just ask that you be with anyone else this week who has unspoken needs in healing prayers, Lord, as you know what they need and you know where to meet them, where they are, Lord. And we just ask that you bless each and everyone's time in this event today. In your name we pray. Amen. Time is up. I thank you so much, and I love you all. I appreciate you, and I just want to wish everyone a great evening. God bless. Just refresh your screen and you'll see Lyndall with Lyndall's Craft Escape. Thank you. Good night.